Hi, this is Sammie Smiles, and I'm your host, Sammie Vance. This podcast is sure to leave you inspired and with a smile. Now let's get right into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Sammie Smiles. I'm your host, Sammie Vance, and today I am super excited for this guest. With football season starting, I'm extra excited for this. So he had 71 interceptions, holds the record for 32 fumble recoveries by a defensive player, and 12 interception return for a touchdown. He is a Super Bowl winner and in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yes, I'm talking about Rod Woodson. Rod is from my hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I feel so honored that he agreed to be a guest on my podcast. So thank you so much for being here.
It is my pleasure. And we just found out we went to the same middle school.
Yeah, that's really cool.
When I was there, it was our junior high when I went there. So
yeah.
So it's pretty neat.
Yes. So I have to admit that I am not an expert about football, but I have two brothers and my dad who love it. And fall means football in our house. So Friday night, they go to high school games. And then Saturday, watch Notre Dame games, and Sunday, pro games. So I had to do my research before this, but yeah, it all worked out. So,
well, I like everything that you said, except your dad and your brother wanted to watch Notre Dame. That's the only thing I kind of don't like since I went to Purdue. But other than that, I like the football stuff.
Yeah, my mom told me that you went to Purdue and their rivalries of Notre Dame. So, but that's not me. I am not like I said, I don't know much about football. So,
I'll just hold that against your brother and your dad.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
There we go.
So you played high school football at Snyder, and which my brother goes to, college at Purdue, like you said, and 17 years in the NFL, being a first-round draft pick in 1987 by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you were in the NFL longer than I have been alive. I'm 12. So what is something that you learned back in high school football that encouraged you to keep playing and pushing you to the next level?
I mean, football, sports in general just taught me how to work hard, how to work inside of a team setting when you don't always agree with people around you. I mean, we all live and work inside of a team atmosphere all the time. So we just have to, and that it helped me kind of like see people who don't look like me, don't live by me, but we have one common goal on game day and throughout the week, planning for that game to win and to play our best and to be a better version of ourselves, tomorrow than we are today. And the only way we could do that is by being honest with ourselves individually, so we can come together collectively. And that's what I love about football. It's just the ultimate team sport. One person's not going to win a game. It takes all 11 players on the field working together, down in, down out throughout the whole game itself, but then throughout all the practices and all the film study. So I think in high school, it just taught me how to work hard, how to believe in myself. I think as I, played a little bit better from my sophomore year to my junior year, I started getting more confidence in who I was and more belief in who I saw in the mirror. And when I did that, I just played a little bit better my senior year, and voila, I got a lot of different scholarship offers. And it was one of those things I wasn't looking forward to playing college football like that. But learning from those hot summer days in Fort Wayne, we were running some sprints and all that stuff. It just taught me how to work hard and how to push through the times that you don't feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I honestly think that's great advice as well. And I know my brother has learned so much from football, both of my brothers, and I think, yeah, it definitely inspires and motivates. Even though, like I said, I don't know much about football, but I definitely know that it's helped so many people, and I love that. So In 2009, you were inducted in Pro Football Hall of Fame. That is a huge honor, I have heard. And during your recognition, you were quoted as saying that you don't go searching for awards and recognition. You go, you, sorry, I'm so sorry. Awards and
Okay.
recognition for the camps helping others. You said that's not why you do it. You said, okay, so I quote, you said, that's not why I do it. I don't do it for the recognition. I do it for the kids. And I think that is so great and really important and inspiring. I feel the same way about what I do. I have been honored with some awards, and I like to tell people that even though I have gotten awards and it is a great honor, I do it to help do what I do to help other people, and to meet other people and just to spread kindness in general. I don't do it for the awards, even though they do help spread my word. But yeah, that's not why I do it or started it at all. So yeah, I just do it to help others. So I like how we can relate in that way. Can you tell the listeners about the feeling of being in the Hall of Fame and knowing your impact through football and everything else you do?
Well, I mean, going in, being inducted to the Hall of Fame was kind of so surreal because I was number 300 and I think like 36, something like that. Um, the inductor. So out of all the people who've ever played pro football, there's only 300. I think right now, including this year, is like 354 individuals in that Hall of Fame. So, to be in that, to be in that building, to have my bronze bust that's going to be there for life, as long as this earth is standing, is kind of so surreal. Just being from Fort Wayne, and I started playing football because my two older brothers played football. I was the youngest of three boys, and so I was like, "Hey, I want to play. I want to be around my brothers." And so that was the first thing. Secondly, everything that I do in my life, I don't do to get recognition. I don't mentor young men and women to say I'm a mentor. I've never said that I've been a mentor to anybody. I just do it. And I do it to help them and to benefit them because all the people that have been in my life throughout my childhood, throughout my young adulthood, throughout my being a father, is they did it because they cared for me. And, I'm giving back to what was given to me. And I think that's how we all should be. We should all inspire to give back to what was given to us. We never make it to a certain point in our lives by ourselves. I believe that we're not an island unto itself. We're all of a piece of the puzzle. That's always the case in everything about life. You can never do anything alone. I've never seen anybody accomplish anything alone. You always do it as a team, and maybe somebody else gets more of the credit than someone else, but they've always had people working behind the scenes to get that other person known and recognized. So I really believe in that. And I believe in when, if you have an opportunity to give back, be it monetarily, be it through words, be it through encouragement, be it through planting a seed in someone where someone else can come by and water that seed. I think you have to do it. So that's my, you know, throughout my life, I've always been one to give back to people who, and remembering people who've helped me throughout my life. So I would always encourage all young individuals, and even you. I mean, you're so young. I wouldn't have thought about doing a podcast when I'm your age. I mean, I would have been out in the park, playing basketball, playing football, playing street football. I mean, doing all that other kid stuff. But really, you're encouraging people to smile, and you're encouraging people to give cheer. I mean, smiles is a very positive thing. It's a very important thing in our lives. And I think we saw that last year. If there's one silver lining with the pandemic is that we realize family and friends mean everything. And we don't have to be grinding, spending all day long at work, but being together, seeing each other smile, seeing how much time that we don't have a lot of time on this earth. It goes pretty fast. I mean, I'm 56 now, and it's gone pretty quick. I remember being your age. So I think it's very important. I think you're so ahead of the curve because you're doing what a lot of kids don't even think about doing. So you're ahead of the curve, giving people smiles and encouraging people to laugh and to find, common ground with anything they do in their lives.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. And I agree with everything you said. I think, because like, I just think what you've been saying is just super inspiring and like it's making me smile. But yeah, I think like I was watching I'm pretty sure it was the Football Hall of Fame speech earlier today. And like, I was just so inspired by that and motivated to keep moving on. And I love it. So the next topic is things we have in common. So you grew up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and that's where I live. You went to Black Hawk, as you said, and that's where I go now. And you went to Snyder, which I have my brother's Snyder shirt on right now.
There we go.
But yeah, my brother goes to Snyder, and I will be going to Snyder. And yeah, I just think that's super cool. So another thing we have in common is I read that you can be shy sometimes. And so can I. That's why I started Sammie's Buddy Bench Project. I saw shy and lonely kids and wanted to make sure that they had a way to make friends easier. And I've been shy myself a lot and had to overcome that the past 4 years. And yeah, so that's also why I started, one of the reasons I started Sammie Smiles, because it's yet another way to overcome my shyness. But I tend to still be shy in big groups of people I don't know. So how did you, and how do you overcome your shyness when you need to?
Well, I mean, when I went to Purdue, I'm not a real talkative person, even though I had a job talking on TV, but I'm not a real, so for me, when I went to Purdue, I took a class and it was just really a communication class. And the professor would come in, it was just a pass fail grade. It was only one credit. And he would come in, he would put the paper down, and whatever was the topics of, in the news, in the paper, we had to speak on. We had to give our take on it. And if we didn't talk, we didn't pass. So it helped me kind of get out of my shyness to talk to people I don't really know. I mean, I'll talk to people I know, but people I really don't know, I really don't go out of my way to make the conversation go. They would have to make that conversation go to have that conversation with me. Um, so that really helped me. And I was, 17, 18-ish at the time when I did that. And that really helped me understand I do have a voice and I can talk to people. I'm kind of still the same way today, though, where people still have to make the conversation with me. And, my wife always asked me, what is one of my pet peeves? And I said, I have two pet peeves in life: a talkative person who just never stops, and people who stop at a stop sign completely when nobody else is around. So I have like two of them. But, for me, helping me talk to people, just getting out and, doing that at Purdue, doing that little class at Purdue, that really helped me understand that I do have a voice, and it's okay to say hello to people you don't know. And that kind of got me going to still be able to speak to people that I normally wouldn't talk to.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, I feel like I can relate to that on so many levels as well. But now I'd like to talk about your football camps. So you have done football camps for youth for years, sharing your knowledge and preparing them for their future. You recently started a new camp that is also a 501(c) called Hope. Hope Through Football. And the first camp was here in Fort Wayne at Snyder. My brother went to it and had a great experience. He was one of the three quarterbacks and said the highlight of his year was when you told him that he had the best pass of the camp. So can you tell us a little bit, can you tell the listeners a little bit about what HOPE stands for and what what the HOPE camp will do and like is about?
Well, I mean, Hope is helping our youth practice excellence through football and sports, which I kind of mentioned earlier. Sports, it can teach you a lot of things if you let it. Football was my kind of my go-to, even though I ran track and I did play basketball in high school. But sports in general will just teach you how to have self-confidence. One of the main reasons I do the camp, and it's not because it helps kids if they do want to go play college football at any different university, at a big school or small school. But at the end of the day, our hashtag for our players, and it was on the back of all our kids' shirt, was "I can, I will." So our goal is to when a kid sees themselves in the mirror, they like who they see in the mirror, and they believe in the person they see in the mirror. I think that's very critical for kids to know that they are special. They all have different gifts. Every kid has different abilities, but they have to believe in who they see. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's what the camp is for, even though we do teach football. But we do talk about life. We talk about going to college. So we have different conversations with the kids throughout it. And, we're going to keep coming back. So if kids who do want to play college football, if they do, they'll kind of go through a system of what it's going to be like when they do go to college. When we do an install period, then they go to practice. But then we also talk about being NCAA certified or eligible, getting into Westinghouse. When do you have to be there? What's your grade point average if you do want to get a scholarship in a bowl subdivision and a sub bowl division? So, I love it. I did camps way back in the day before you were born for quite a long time in Fort Wayne. And when I was working with the Raiders as a coach and got fired a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I was just like, got in my prayer closet and I was like, okay, where do you want me? Where do you want me, God? And he was like, I want you to go back to the grassroots. I want you to go back to football. I want you to go back to the kids and give them love to the kids and, help them out through football. And so that's my platform. My platform is football. Yes, we're on the field. Yes, but it's bigger than that. And at the end of the day, if we can just plant a seed to each kid that comes to our camp to let them know that they are special and they can believe in the person they see in the mirror, and they can be a better version of themselves each and every day, the next day than they were the day before. That's all we want. That really is. And if we can do that in Fort Wayne each and every year, because we're going to keep coming back, then Fort Wayne's a better community for it, hopefully. And then we can go to different cities. Each city can be the same way. We're also going to do the same thing internationally. But my goal is just to let kids know they are special. If they want to play college football, that's great. If not, just go to school, finish, know the big picture. But at the end of the day, just believe in who you are. And if you can believe in who you are as you grow, then you can accomplish anything in your life.
I love it. I love the quote, "I can, I will," and I love that the camp has many different meanings to it, including football and more beyond that. And I inspired by that. So my brother Aaron, the one that went to your camp, will be a freshman quarterback at Snyder this year. So I will be learning more about football really soon and probably having to watch a lot of his games. But yeah, it'll be helpful, I think. Maybe like I
It'll be
said, I'll
fun.
learn.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So a few years back, he wrote an essay about you for a contest. His last paragraph was this: "We can all try for one goal to succeed and encourage one another to be the best they can be, no matter the race. I hope one day to have the same positive impact and success that Rod Woodson has had." And I think that's just really inspiring. So what is it like to know you are impacting kids for generations to come?
I mean, I've been blessed to have, God gave me such natural ability athletically to play a game and get paid really well for it. I mean, nobody's worth $25 million. How these guys make so much money nowadays. But I think everybody who goes through and are successful from other people, because it's because of fans coming to the stadium. It's because of fans wanting to see individuals play whatever sport it might be, or whatever movie star, whatever movie you want to go watch. All those people are stars because of the fan base. And to give back, I think we'll be selfish if we didn't give back. People who succeeded, who've had a platform and can't give back to the next generation. That's to me is selfishness. And that's not how I was raised. So, planting that seed, and so many people planted seeds in me when I was younger, and my mom and dad would say something to me, or a friend would say something to me, or a teacher would say something to me, or a coach would say something. And it really didn't resonate the day they said it. But then somebody else said it, and I probably still didn't resonate completely with me the next year or 2 years after that. But then somebody came along maybe 3 years from now or 4 years from now, and they say the exact same thing. And somewhere in your spirit, you go, oh yeah, that is really good, but it's already there. It's growing. And then when somebody else comes and waters that spirit or that thought or that seed that was planted in you, then now you start to say, oh, okay, I know now my path starts to change a little bit. So it's, for me, it was just giving and planting seeds, hopefully. If not planting seeds, maybe watering, because maybe somebody else has already said that to the kid, or to the young player. And I just feel that it's my obligation to give back, since so much was given to me. And I feel very blessed and honored that people remember who I am. um, so to me, it's just, I just feel it's my obligation to give back to the kids, and try to help. The old saying is, it takes a village to raise a kid. And nowadays we are kind of like in our own little worlds, and we don't like to help out other neighbors or across the street or across the city, where we should. It should still be the same. And that's just ingrained in who I am. And until I die, until God takes me home, that's what I'm gonna keep doing.
I love that and think that is super inspiring. So if you would allow me, I would like to donate $100 to Hope for Football to allow for one or two kids to be able to go to the camp for free next year.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Yeah, I'd just love to help out in any way I can, because of all the work you're doing, and I just think it's super inspiring. So, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners before we get to the rapid fire round?
No, I just want to say how awesome you are, because your age, like I said a little bit ago, I would not have been sitting on a computer talking to somebody I really didn't know. I would have been doing something else. So I think you're so more mature than your age, and the things that you're doing to bring smiles to other people, I think is tremendous. So you're way ahead of where I was when I was your age. So you're way ahead of me. So you're doing a wonderful job of inspiring not just kids, but even adults like myself. I think it's tremendous what you're doing.
Thank you so much. So that means so much coming from you. And yeah, just thank you so much. So if you're ready to get onto the rapid fire round, then I am.
Let's do it.
Okay, so basically I'll just ask you a few questions and you can answer this with the first thing that comes to mind.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so what is harder, parenting or pro football?
Parenting.
Do you
Parenting.
do you like the colors black and yellow, as considering you went to Snyder, Purdue, and the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yes, my favorite colors are black and gold, black and yellow. My movie room here at the house is black and gold.
Nice. So, what's your favorite food?
Oh, Mexican.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, I can eat that forever. Tamales, to be Pacific.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had tamales. Like, I've heard that they're good, but
You got to have tamales. They're awesome.
nice. I'll have to try them. Favorite animal?
Oh, dog.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. No, wolf.
Huh. That
A
used
wolf.
to be my sister's favorite animal. Yeah,
Yes, I love wolves.
nice. So did you pick the number 26 for your jersey?
No, the jersey picked me.
I like
No,
that.
I was just given the number my first year at Snyder because I
Mm.
think in like Blackhawk I had like 11 or 12 or something like that. And before that, when I played for PAL, I had a small, double digit number, but it was like 12 or 14 or something of that nature. So when I got to Snyder, coach gave me 26 and it stuck.
Nice. So what is your favorite board game to play?
Favorite board game, Yahtzee.
Yeah, Yahtzee's fun. We play that as a family sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's from my brother. Who is the toughest wide receiver to guard?
When I played, it would be, I gotta say two people. One was a guy, Andre Reed. He played for the Buffalo Bills. He's also a Hall of Famer. And the other guy is the guy who played for the Cleveland Browns. His name was Webster Slaughter. And me and him had some pretty good battles. He was pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, thanks. My brother wanted to know that, so thanks for answering. So where can people find you on social media to follow your amazing journey?
I have my Twitter, which is at Rod Woodson 26. And then I am on Instagram, and I have no idea what my Instagram is. I have no idea. Maybe it's just Rod Woodson. I don't even know. I've made it. I made it, but I don't go there that often because I'm
Mhm.
not a social media guy, even though I'm trying to be more and more and more. But I really don't pay attention to it a bunch.
Yeah. Well, make sure to follow him in his amazing journey. So, for the last question to ask all my guests, what is something that makes you smile?
Family, being with the family. Got 5 kids, 3 grandkids. So it is being with the family makes me smile because I get to see them grow and see them become young adults.
I love that. That's a good answer, and family makes me smile too. So, thank you so much for being on this podcast. As you can see, it definitely is making me smile. So yeah, I really hope this makes everyone smile who is listening or watching this. And remember that you don't just have to be an adult to make a difference. You could be a kid too. Have a great day. Bye.